Hi, welcome to the channel. So today I'm continuing my reaction to the series PPlatoon. This is episode 5 coming from the channel PPlatoon. Let's get to it. If you want to help support the channel, I could really use a like, sub, share, comment.
5 rounds at each white patch in your own time. Go on.
I would appreciate it, so thank you.
The recruits of Athens Platoon are beginning the second phase of parachute regiment training in Catterick Garrison. In just over 10 weeks' time, they'll face the toughest challenge of the course, the test week known as P Company. If they hope to pass, they must use this period to raise their skills and fitness to the highest standard. And out of an original entry of 34 men, not all will make it to the start of P Company. The Parachute Regiment has fought with distinction in every conflict since World War II, including Iraq and Afghanistan.
Are those 5.56 rounds? In the US Army, every 6 months you have to qualify on your weapon. For most soldiers, their assigned weapon is an M4, and in order to qualify, you actually have to hit targets prone supported, prone unsupported, and kneeling.
One day, these young men could also be called upon to fight. So mastering all the essentials of combat is vital.
So each time you fire 5 onto that, relax your position, safety catch applied, move on to that patch.
Today, at the 25-metre shooting range, they're using live rounds for the first time.
I think they're zeroing their weapons, or at least that's what we do with our M4s. Is that what they're doing here?
It's a big change from using blank, obviously, because you get hit with a blank doesn't shut up. If you get hit with a live round, then you're in trouble. When live rounds come into play, I automatically just took it a lot more serious. Like every drill I did, every drill with weapon I did, weapon system, always safety check and safety catch every time.
A lot more nervous with a weapon system with live rounds because they know that weapon system is a very dangerous bit of kit. So they will treat it a lot different with live rounds in it. So it's all about their weapon handling skills that day and their shooting comes second.
They're not in full kit. So here's a striking difference between British and US Army ranges. In the US Army, the safety or NCO has to wear an ACH or a helmet, ear pro, and also wear their body armor with plates. And the soldier firing actually has to wear their ACH, their body armor with plates, eye pro, ear pro, and sometimes gloves. So that is definitely different than what we're seeing on screen here.
If you find it fun when you're doing it, but you also think, yeah, this is my job now.
In the fury and chaos of close-quarter battle, with the enemy almost upon him, a paratrooper must be prepared to use a more rudimentary weapon.
Bayonets.
On the bayonet training, we are telling that recruit to be aggressive, but physically aggressive towards a dummy that represents another human being. And it's the first time that we suggest to that recruit that they need to channel that in order to end somebody's life. Realistically, it still gets used today, and many medals have been won and many lives have been saved thanks to that useful tool on the end of your rifle.
What makes the green grass grow? Blood, blood, blood makes the green grass grow. That was instilled to us when I went through basic training in 2003. We did all the bayonet techniques. We did a bayonet assault course, which was a lot of fun, and we did pugil sticks. Unfortunately, the US Army does not do bayonet training anymore, but the Marines do.
Before you even pick up the bayonet, they'll make you sprint to a block, and then on the way back they'll shout grenades, so you have to crawl, and then they'll make you get up and then sprint to another bit.
Yeah! Get these horses down!
Get your heart rate up.
To get to that point with a bayonet, you would you would be physically drained. So you need to bring out your aggression to be able to finish that job.
Exactly.
You get really pumped up, you're shouting, blood, 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 kill, kill, kill.
Yep. Us too.
It's nice and simple, to be honest, the actual weapon itself and how to use it. How to thrust it into a person. Love it, it's unreal fun. It's one of the things you gotta do, isn't it? Everyone enjoys it, I think, in this platoon. I think all paras do.
If you're that close to someone and you need to use your bayonet, there's no way on this earth I'm going to let anyone kill me or go over fight. So if that means sticking my bayonet in some terrorist's face, then fair one, get the job done.
Warfare isn't just about the individual. Athens Platoon must work well together as an infantry unit. It's early morning during their first tactical exercise. Having only had 4 hours sleep out on the freezing Yorkshire moors, they've now been tasked with advancing unseen towards several enemy positions and overcoming them. Although using blank rounds, they must treat it as if it were for real and with deadly intent. The platoon is split into 3 sections, each led by a corporal with fighting experience in Helmand province. As one team provides covering fire, the other 2 assault their attackers on right and left flanks.
It's a bit of an eye-opener for the recruit because until then they may have been seen to be spoon-fed a lot of the information. Now the section commander is shouting at them, demanding answers, as he may do on the ground. Where is the enemy? Give me a target indication. That recruit is then put on the spot.
Enemy times 2, moving from right to left. Yeah, engagement.
Good communication. There's the Op 4, I think. Op 4 is the opposition force.
The parachute regiment's motto is ready for anything. But during a reorganisation, another enemy soldier has taken the platoon by surprise.
The Op 4.
Shout! Words will not kill him! Fire your fucking weapon system while you're giving your target indication, Joe!
The training team directs 2 of the recruits to act as casualties.
Man down! Start screaming, let's go! If you look up the small little re-entry going up the hill at the top, there's one time's fucking enemy. He has been shot. He hasn't appeared. However, you need to cover up that arc, yes? Corporal. Fucking go. Right, as soon as he gets in position, that arc's coming. You two to crawl up there, get that fucking casualty, and drag it back into cover. Happy with that?
The situation requires a casualty evacuation, or CASEVAC.
Get his legs, get his arms, get him on the stretcher. Bear in mind, he's been fucking shot in the leg.
I'm not sure what or exactly how they teach their recruits the battlefield first aid. In the United States Army, we call it TC3, or Tactical Combat Casualty Care. You have your first phase, which is care under fire. After you have fire superiority, slapping a tourniquet on and getting the patient out of the kill zone. Then you have tactical field care, where you can do more interventions such as an IV, medicine, splinting, bandaging, etc. And then you have the CASEVAC care, or the CASEVAC, which is evacuating the patient.
Casualty evacuation, having done a lot of their battlefield casualty drills, they are then expected to deal with the casualty as the section commander deals with the battle. So you can see the onus completely changes from teaching to not quite testing at this stage, but certainly practice. And the recruits are under a lot more pressure.
Good, keep it up, good.
They're using a poncho as an improvised litter.
Go to the corner and we try.
They don't have any skeds or anything.
It just shows them how difficult it is just to extract one casualty within a section, and how much communication is involved in getting him to the area that he needs to be, how much time it takes, how much manpower is involved, and how physically draining it can be, even in a training environment like that.
Let's see some fucking balls, Joe. Let's see who actually wants to be in the parachute regiment and actually go and fight in fucking places, as opposed to watching them on fucking YouTube and jerking off. Stand!
Yes, it looks like they're using a poncho as an improvised litter. There's lots of things that you can use in order to improvise a litter. Depending on what kind of a unit you're with, a lot of units will have portable litters, such as skeds, that someone can actually just carry on their back. And then it will make evacuating them much faster. And on top of that, you can actually rig them up so a helicopter can actually just hoist it up and evacuate the casualty that way. I don't know if the British Army has skeds, but I'm sure they have something that is equivalent to it. At medic school, on our final FTX, one of the favorite things that we got to do was, as a squad or a team, we had to go locate a downed helicopter and then rescue and extract about 3 or maybe 4 patients and get them back to the assembly area. And trying to evacuate 3 or 4 patients in between 6 or 7 soldiers is a nightmare, because not only are you trying to evacuate these patients, some of them not being able to walk, you also have to pull security, and it was a killer, especially trying to go up that last hill. It was horrible. I still have nightmares thinking about it.
Bye! Go! Come on, drive your fucking legs!
Yeah, a sked would be much easier than a poncho.
In reality, on operations, the chances are they'll be a lot more tired and under a lot more strain, carrying a lot more kit in a lot more harsh weather conditions. A necessary exercise for them to learn at that stage in training, definitely.
Grit your teeth!
It was good because adrenaline was going. That got me going more than bayonet training, because it was more realistic, and it was like, you know, we had to dig deep and work hard, and I love working in those like real scenarios.
It's fun, but it is exhausting.
Your just legs get so heavy so fast, and like it's a casualty and you've got to simulate that it's real, so you need to get it up that hill and get in like some support sort of thing. So and they're obviously boosting you to go faster and faster and faster, and you just like your legs don't seem to carry you, just like
Come on, do not fucking chat now! Come on!
For one recruit, carrying a casualty has almost resulted in his own casevac.
Right, lower him, lower him! Lower! Right, get up, to the barrier, to the barrier! To the barrier! Don't just stand around, get fucking in there, herringbone formation. 50-50, take water on board, hurry up!
Although they've made it to the end, it's been a long, gruelling exercise.
Concentrate, breathe a nice deep in, and blow it out. Deep in, and blow it out. Good. That's fine.
Where do you think the feelings of anxiety stem?
Test week, known as P Company, is now only a couple of weeks away.
So if you didn't play well, you wouldn't make the trials.
The recruits of Athens Platoon must be at their peak physical fitness when it starts. But they must be in the right frame of mind as well.
Right, so let's start with what sort of things were you feeling prior to the event?
Sergeant Major Fitzwater is the master coach at the School of Infantry in Catterick. Having spent almost 30 years in the Parachute Regiment, with several tours of Northern Ireland, he's now teaching leadership and coping skills. With an academic background in performance and sports psychology, he applies proven motivational techniques used by elite Olympic athletes. Data suggests he's made a positive impact, with pass rates in P Company increasing by almost 20%.
When that sergeant major leaves the military, he should be able to make a killing in the private sector as a sports psychologist. Sports psychologists tend to make a lot of money in their career.
A lot of civilians' impression of the army is one of sort of akin to bad lads' army.
But I'd ask you this question, do I look pink and fluffy? Do I?
No, I don't, do I? Do you think I would advocate potential British paratroopers to use something that was pink and fluffy just for the sake of it? No. Okay. Hopefully anyone with a brain cell will understand that it's a good thing, you know, and it's your life experiences as well as the way you're trained and the tools you're given that help you to deal with stressful, demanding situations in the future.
If it wasn't for the master coach, there was no way I would have got over the Trinasium. Not at all.
Right, after you.
Sergeant Major Fitzwater also offers one-on-one coaching for any recruit struggling with a particular part of the course. For Private Connell, it's the Trainasium.
There now. What are you seeing?
The wet and windy conditions make it even more of a challenge.
Before I go on the Trinasium, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'll do it. I'm going to do it. No problem. Stop messing around. You know you can do it. It's only a little jump. And I get to the Trinasium and I just couldn't do it.
On the illusion jump, of course, there was the gaps too high and wide for me to hold his hand, and I needed to be able to give him some support on his initial jump, but I wasn't tall enough and my arms weren't long enough, hence the broom handle. 3, 2, 1, go. Good, fucking excellent, outstanding. That allowed him to hold on to that, me hold on the other end, and me to pull him across the gap, which worked a treat. And then gradually, less and less support, there was less and less pressure on the broom handle until in the end, he jumped the gap on his own. 3, 2, 1, go. Good, fucking outstanding, well done.
As well as having a master coach, Catterick Garrison also has a master tailor.
What I will say to you is, remember, this is the army. It's not Armani. You're not getting fitted out for a suit to go out and have a drink in at the weekend. All right, you're getting fitted out for a number 2 dress. What did you do before you joined up, buddy?
I was in college.
If the recruits pass P Company, they'll be only 8 weeks away from passing out when they'll parade in front of their families.
It reminded me how much work I've still got left to do, and if I do it, then I get the pride awareness on my pass out with all my family there, and that's probably the feeling that pushed me through.
It's a highly significant ceremony and calls for the British Army's number 2 dress uniform.
How many dress uniforms does the British Army have?
For these lot here putting it on, it's almost the light at the end of the tunnel. They're getting tailored for it, they're fitting it. And they're like, yeah, I'll be passed out with this in about 8 weeks' time. So, yeah, probably a big stepping stone for them.
Don't look down at what I'm doing, mate.
So once I was at medic school, I remember being fitted and receiving my dress uniforms. It was civilians who actually were the tailors. So in the British Army, are these soldiers quartermasters that also know how to tailor, or are these infantry soldiers who have been taught how to tailor? Or who are these guys exactly? That's what I want to know.
If you can, please.
The uniform must be worn precisely. And measurements are taken by the tailors, a Coldstream Guard and a Grenadier Guard.
What made you join the Powers of?
A Grenadier Guard and okay, so it sounds like they are different MOSs or jobs who are also trained as tailors? Is that right? Is that their whole job while stationed here is just to be a tailor?
Don't mind me asking.
They just appeared to be the best regiment and the hardest to join.
I like how politically correct that answer was. He was, I'm not a para, he was like that, lad. You just seemed to be the best regiment.
Well, my dad's in the RAF.
Okay.
So I've always been attracted to the military lifestyle. I've tried on like my dad's, you know, twos and stuff, and my dinner, you know, dinner jackets, you know, proper fitting dinner jackets and that. This was on another level again. You know, it was a tight fit, it was, you know, snug around you, and to think, this is mine, you know, this is going to fit me perfectly, and it's just going to be mine when it's tailored, you know, it's just for you, and it's quite an amazing feeling.
After their number 2's fitting, the recruits now try on another form of clothing.
JS-less.
The Parachute Regiment forms the spearhead of the British Army, able to deploy to any danger zone in the world. And in that role, its men could face extreme forms of threats known as CBRN: chemical, biological, radiological or nuclear.
Remember, when you leave the chamber, don't touch your eyes. Okay, just let the effects blow off you. Make sure you brush all the crystals off yourself.
Wearing protective masks and gloves, these potential airborne soldiers are about to be taken to a CBRN chamber.
Are they not wearing like JS-less or MOP gear? It's the outer protective clothing. All they're wearing is just their masks.
5, 4, 3,
CS
2,
gas.
1.
Like for riot controls?
Once inside, a CS gas canister is released.
Obviously, you can see now in the air, there's crystals, yeah? That is CS gas, you will feel it. Can anyone feel the effects of CS gas now? Okay, we're going to walk around the room 3 times, test the respirators are on properly, and then I'll ask you the same question. Any stage, anyone feels the effects of CS gas, just raise your hand and let me know. Turn the face that way. Follow on.
The recruit will then be asked to take off his mask and answer some basic questions, as calmly as he can manage.
Okay, in your own time, number, rank, name. Make sure you look at me as well when you close your eyes. Look at me.
30196657, Private Nicholson.
Your eyes start to sting, but because there's so much water, it's not too bad. Like, the more your eyes water, the better it seems. But then as soon as you step outside and that cold wind brushes against you and your eyes dry and all your skin seems to dry up, and it's just pain.
Start walking down there.
Three 0200293. Grab a what's good.
What time do you want to go to? Wait, go.
2 corporal.
2 para. Why?
It's one of the nastiest things ever to hit your throat. It just goes up your nose, in your eyes, and it just tears away everything. All like your nasal passage. It's just horrible. When you just like cough up everything that's in your system.
It clears your sinuses.
Arms out. Walk down. Enjoy that.
Not really football.
Turn to your right. Go stand behind them with your arms out.
30200291 Private Court Corporal. I want to go 2 para Corporal.
Why do you want to go 2 para?
Because I love the post-surgery Corporal.
Okay, grab your helmet, coat.
The U.S. Army, at basic training, they line up maybe 30 or 40 of us along the wall. And before we entered the chamber, they actually had us put our mask on and clear and seal it. And then once we were actually inside, lined up against the wall, then the drill sergeants came around individually and had us break the seal, bring our masks up and say our name, our rank, and our hometown, and then put it back on and then clear and seal it. And once everyone had done that, then they lined us up in groups of about 6 soldiers close to the door. And they made the entire group take their mask off. Then they went down the line, and each soldier had to say their name, rank, their hometown, and what their MOS or job was going to be. Once all 6 soldiers had said that, then and only then were we allowed to exit the gas chamber, where we were instructed to flap our arms like a bird and to walk around in circles.
I was like nearly on my knees, just looking at, just seeing the door open and the light. It was like the light at the end of the tunnel. Get us out.
Wait. Walk to the way.
That was horrendous. I don't want to do that again. That was horrible.
Stand still. Stand still. Stand still. Arms out.
I couldn't even get my number out. I got to 30,
And that was it. I think I was the worst one out of everyone. You could probably tell when I come out, I thought I was dying.
Arms out, stay there, breathe in, breathe. 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 Go.
I am fucking shitting myself in it.
Breathe, you'll be fine.
Oh my gosh. I have been through the gas chamber maybe 6 or 7 times in my career, and I have done medical coverage at CS chambers also, and that might be one of the most dramatic reactions I've seen. It's really not that bad. In some units I've been in, we've had push-up contests with no mask on in the chamber. So if you can do that, then having 10 seconds with your mask off is not a big deal. But yes, everyone reacts differently. I understand that. But that was still funny.
Athens Platoon are nearing the end of this phase of their training. In just over a week, they'll be taking on P Company, a 5-day series of physical tests.
Is there a mat or a net underneath them? That was high.
One of the most challenging is the Trainasium, the 60-foot-high aerial assault course.
Next man climb, next man bottom, let's go. Never waste up!
It's designed to test recruits' willingness to jump out the door of an aircraft. When they're given the command, stand by, go, these potential paratroopers must leap. And on P Company, it's a pass or fail event. Private Connell tried many different jobs, including providing security for Mike Tyson. But he always had just one dream.
Good, Connell, keep it going. Try and stay on that central strand with your hands, it is easier. That's it.
Unfortunately for Connell, he has one particular fear, and it's a major stumbling block to being a paratrooper.
Just look at the bars in front of you. About a metre in front of your feet. That's it.
Apparently when I was a kid, well obviously when I was a kid, I wasn't scared of heights like I am now. I've got a little certificate that I got, and it's dated 1997, and it was for a simulated parachute jump at Blackpool Tower, 60 foot up, I think it says, this little certificate thing. And I've had that certificate and kept it pretty pristine since 1997. So I basically put that above my bed to remind me that you've been that high before, and just to get on with it and stop fanning around basically and do it.
The illusion jump appears longer than it is.
Everyone else has done it. So can you. Yeah, it's an illusion. Happy? In your time, let's go. Stand by. Go. Good, stop. Let's go. That's it. Go on, leap forward. Pull yourself up and leap forward. Connell.
He's overthinking it. Just do it.
Right. You've done that part which is hard. You've done that part which is even harder. You're now questioning yourself on something called an illusion jump. Right. One jump forward, you'll make it easy.
Connell got stuck at this point before, but the master coach managed to coax him over. But he's not here today, and Connell is struggling to overcome his fears.
He's overthinking it.
Start moving. Have a bit of pride about yourself. Pride. Last chance now, and if you don't do it, you're getting down, to understand me. Stand by! Go! Fucking move. Fucking do it. Come on. You understand me?
It's not gonna happen.
Get down! Fucking get down! Get down! You failed. Get down. End of. Failed. You have let a bit of metal and a bit of wood stop you from being what you want to be. You happy with that, are you?
No stuff.
You want to wear one of these. You're going to be getting a wage every month, okay? You want to have something about you. You're not going to have that about you if you let that stop you, are you?
No stuff.
No? Okay?
Stuff.
Get a grip of yourself. Get over there. Go. Stop. That way. Go.
So good leadership on that corporal's part. he was able to get his point across without berating, yelling, or screaming. He just told O'Connell the facts, that if you want to wear this beret and become a part of this regiment, then you have to get over yourself and to just do it. Once the next episode's filmed, I'll put it right here. Thanks for watching.